Could we have a round of applause for the volunteers and particularly for Zeke, who've done all the work to make this happen? Thank you so much. I'm Alex Randall, and I'd like to talk to you tonight about a topic that, well, we just don't talk about very much. This is a topic that people don't normally talk about. I want to talk to you about communication with yourself. And it's very appropriate to be here as the last speaker tonight because within a couple of hours, every one of you is going to go to sleep. You have no choice. You're going to go to sleep within a couple of hours. You're going to put your head on the pillow and go to sleep. In fact, you're going to spend about 22 years of your life asleep. 22 years. It's about a quarter of your life asleep. And you're going to spend about 8 years of your life dreaming. 8 years. It's like 10%. And you have no choice about it. It's mandatory. It's built into you. Your body insists on it. In fact, if you tried not to do it, your body would force you to do it. You're going to sleep every night for the rest of your life. Not only that, but every critter on the planet does that. Doesn't matter whether you're a slug or a human, you're going to sleep. Cats do it the best. Every single person on earth, every single person in history, every single one sleeps every single night. Most dream. About 25% of your life spent asleep. Now, how many classes did you have in high school on sleep? How many classes did you have in college on sleep? Who taught you about this huge part of your existence? We spend all this time and energy learning about how to get our jobs. We even learn something about how to be a good family person. And yet you spend this much of your life doing something and your knowledge about it is zip. Not a class, not a program. 15 minutes at TED, you got me. So what I want to talk to you about is to wake up. Wake up, and I'm not talking about waking up in the morning. I want you to wake up to the fact that you have a dreaming mind and that it's yours and that it's talking to you every single night about you. I want you to pay attention to the fact that you're a dreamer. Not to seize control. Not to make them do your bidding. There are TED Talks telling you about becoming in charge of your dream. I don't want you to take over your dreams. I just want you to pay attention to them. I don't want you to seize control any more than I want you to seize control over your digestive system. I don't tell my heart when to beat. I just want to learn how to pay attention. Because when you pay attention to your dreaming mind, what you do is to discover a part of yourself. I'd like you to be able to use all of you, your whole being, not just your daytime mind. I'd like you to develop a better relationship with your dream, because some of you have got a better relationship going on right now with Siri than you have with your own mind. You got smartphones and stupid dreams, and that's crazy. All right, so somebody right now, I can hear it, somebody's thinking, well, I don't remember my dreams. Of course not. You've been ignoring them. You've been ignoring them because way back when you were a little kid, you had a nightmare, and you ran from your bed to Mommy, and you said, Mommy, 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 I'm having a nightmare. And what did she say to you then? She said, it's okay. It's only a dream. Pay no attention. Go back to sleep. My mom said it to me. Your mom said it to you. What's your little kid mind think when you hear somebody say it's only a dream? Your little kid mind goes, this stuff's useless. Forget about it. And at that moment, you bailed out. And you've been ignoring them ever since because it's only a dream. Go back to sleep. Well, I submit to you that remembering your dreams is actually pretty easy to do. And making them part of your life, feeding back to you about what's happened in your life is easy to do. Remembering your dreams isn't a lot of work. All you have to do is pay attention. Funny word, that pay attention. There are only a few things in life we pay. Pay the bills, pay respects, and pay attention. You have to give a little bit of yourself when you pay attention. But it's like anything else, like athletics. You just do some exercise and practice. A little bit of exercise, a little bit of practice, and every night you can get some dreams. Exercise and practice. And it's all about giving your dreams a place in your life. Parking them somewhere. You have a garage for the car. You have a garage for your dreams. So if you give them a place where they belong, they'll be able to come and talk to you. A lot of folks keep a notebook beside the bed, or a journal, or make a decision that first thing in the morning at breakfast, they'll share their dreams with their partner. It's very interesting breakfast table conversation. Or even better, parents, ask the children what they dreamt last night. It's easy to do. Now, other folks like to dictate them into a recorder, put a tape recorder or a device beside the bed and just wake up and talk into it. My favorite right now is I've discovered my cell phone lets me go into email. I can hit a button and dictate to it, and it writes the text down, and then I hit a button and email it to myself. And then in the middle of the day, I open up my email and read my dreams. That's one way to get it. I would like you to expend 5 minutes per day on your dreams. 5 minutes per day. And I submit to you that these are 5 minutes that you are currently not using for anything else. A total of 5 minutes per day. Last thing at night and first thing in the morning. 5 minutes total. If you will do this with me and practice and exercise, you will be a regular dreamer and build that feedback loop with yourself, having your mind talk to you. So here's your training goal. At the end of the day, when everything else is done, you've brushed your teeth, you've gone to the bathroom, you've put on your night clothes, you've done whatever you do with your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or all of those, and your head is about to hit the pillow. At that moment, begin to think about dreaming. You're actually not using that time right now. And if you make a point as you hit the pillow to stop thinking about the day, it's over. Some people ritually draw in their journal a line that that's the end of the day, and as they hit the pillow with their head, it's the beginning of the new day at that moment. But if you will take that moment when your head hits the pillow and think about your dreams, what are your favorite ones? What are your least favorite ones? What could you have done differently? What were the nightmares? What were the best ones? When did you have the best time? Just reiterate while lying there in bed. If you plant those seeds last thing at night to think about your dreaming mind gets that you care. The other training goal is first thing in the morning to wake up and review. Please notice it's review. Re-see it. These are predominantly visual, though all senses are involved. But this is a visual phenomenon, and you want to see it again. As you wake, re-see it. What did I just see? And remember, because it's happening here in our body, so get into the position when you wake up that you were in when you woke up. Hold that position. You're more likely to remember. And then record. The real tool is to write something in the journal even when you don't remember a dream. Write something to create that habit of writing. Your dreaming mind will notice. Now, a slightly more complex goal is to wake with your eyes closed. You're not used to that. You're used to waking up and opening your eyes and jumping out of bed and going to the bathroom. That's what most people do. But if you wake up with your eyes closed, you don't flood your visual system where your brain comes out to the world. You don't flood it with all this visual information around you. Instead, you can more easily see what you were just seeing. And in a perfect world, you wake with your eyes closed and don't move. Your ability to remember your dreams is dramatically increased if you just do those few simple things. Okay, Randall, so why bother? What's the point? So I remember my dreams, so I write them down, so I send myself an email. Why am I doing this? Insight. Insight, not outsight, insight. I'm going to see into me. I'm going to see things in who I am. I am going to get to see the inner me. I'm going to see inside. You see, the dreaming mind is actually our most primitive mind. It's the oldest language we have. If you imagine what humans were like 100,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago in the caves on the savannas, we weren't talking in logic. We were thinking like dreams. So these are our deepest thoughts. This is our most primitive brain part. And it's talking to us every single night about who we are and what we're doing and how we're doing in life. But it's doing it in its language. And it's all about you, because there's nobody else in here, right? I mean, just stop and think about it, but those dreams aren't about you or you, it's about me. And so it's all about me, and there's nobody else there but me. But the dreaming mind doesn't use our daytime logic. It uses a different kind of language. It uses something I call dream analogic. It's not logic, it's analogic. It's analogical. It means it thinks differently than our daytime mind. It doesn't use English. And so you need to learn to think a little bit in analogic to make sense of this. So what I'd like you to do for a second right now is to do a little thought experiment with me. And what I'd like you to do is to make a picture in your mind of love. It's not easy. It's not a simple thing to make a picture of love. Some of you right now are thinking about maybe a heart or two people sitting together on a bench, nice pretty sunset. These are all symbols that our culture teaches us to talk about love. But now try this experiment. Think about a person who loves you. That's easier. Because what pops into mind immediately is mom or your spouse or the kids. It's easy to make a mental picture of someone who loves you, much more easy than it is to make a picture of an abstract idea. Try this one. Make a picture in your mind right now of devotion. It's not easy, is it? It's a complex idea. And while we have a whole lot of words to talk about, if I go to make a picture of it, it's not so easy. But try this. Make a picture in your mind right now of someone who is devoted. And suddenly the images of maybe two swans together, or the dog lying beside his master's grave, or a person in prayer. It's easy to make an image in your mind of a person who represents an idea that's complex. This is how analogic works. Dreams use figures of speech. They make images of people who represent ideas. People represent ideas. But your images only have meaning to you. So you can't use a dream dictionary. There's no universal dictionary to tell you the meaning of your dreams. You are your own dream dictionary. You are your dream dictionary. Sigmund Freud thought every snake was a penis and every donut was a vagina. That was his dream dictionary. Well, what's a donut to a baker, or someone on a diet, or someone who's allergic to donuts, or a police officer on the night shift going to the donut shop? So your donut has your meaning, not somebody else's meaning. And that snake has a different meaning to someone who's a Christian, or someone who's a snake charmer, or someone who's been bitten by a snake, or someone who uses snake venom as medicine, or even a plumber who uses a snake to unclog drains. It's your dream dictionary, not somebody else's. There's no universal dream dictionary. You have to explore your dream meanings. So analogics is fascinating stuff. This is one of my favorite areas of study because dreams give us this stuff all the time. I had a dream once where the whole top of my head was missing. Top head missing, looking in, seeing brain, gory, bloody, nasty. I hated it. I brought it to my dream sharing group, and one of the people said to me, well, Alex, what was your open-minded experience that day? And I went, oh, it suddenly made sense. I had another dream where I didn't have any arms, running around with no arms. Oh my God, I woke up. It's so disgusting. It was weird. Brought it to my dream sharing group. We're talking about it. Somebody says, well, did you have a disarming experience? And of course, that pops at that moment. You go, oh yeah, what happened to me? And the rest of it happened. Analogic binds things together because they're related by similarities. A person reminds you of their quality. That top of head reminds you of open-mindedness. This is the primitive thought structure of the dreaming mind. So some of you are going to tell me I only remember nightmares. And the most common nightmares are falling, or being naked in the street, or going into the exam. You're going to your French exam, but the exam's in Spanish, or being chased by a monster. Well, we can use dream insight to resolve nightmares, because every nightmare has a daymare. And if you can work with the nightmare and resolve it in night, the daymare will resolve itself. In the same way, if you resolve the daymare in the daytime, the nightmare will resolve itself. So there's a real payoff on learning to think about what alternatives you have for your dreams. You have a dream nightmare of falling, contemplate flying instead. Lying in bed on the pillow, last thing at night before you go to sleep, think about what it would be like to fly instead of fall. Where would you go? What would you get? You're being chased by a monster, contemplate the alternatives. You could ask the monster, what do you want? Or take off your mask. Or what kind of ice cream do you like? And when you're confronting a monster, you can contemplate who would be with you. Your dog, your spouse, the kids, the Marines, a small thermonuclear device. It's a dream. You bring anything you like. So that you can revise the story and try alternatives. You do that by contemplating alternatives while lying in bed at night. That wrong exam is very common. The more high-pitched your business is, the more skilled you are, the more high-achieving you are, you probably have this wrong exam nightmare. So ask yourself, what's the daymare? How are you being tested by day? What's going on in the daytime that's calling your knowledge into question? High-achieving people do this a lot. And while we're at it, give yourself permission to fail at something that doesn't matter. My mother had this nightmare for years. She finally gave herself permission to be a terrible flower arranger and would arrange these nightmare things, and she got rid of the nightmare because she gave herself permission to fail somewhere in daytime. Contemplate alternatives, imagine different outcomes, discover the daymare, and take some action in the day. So what did you learn in your TED Talk tonight? Put a notebook beside the bed. Think about your dreams as you're going to sleep. Review your dream before you wake up. Write something every single morning. Review the notes later in the day. Contemplate what your alternatives are, and take action based upon the dream in the waking world. Your dreaming mind is free. It's built into you. It is totally private. It's totally your own. You will do it every night for the rest of your life. And if you just pay attention, you can wake up a little bit and get some insight. Sweet dreams.